Hey guys, welcome to my channel. As you can see the thumbnail, what if Issei was the true Crimson Dragon Emperor Part 1. Before I start, please do support for more awesome content and subscribe to my channel and also watch previous stories. Let's start the video. At an apartment. Yawn. A young man around 17 to 18 years old with slightly spiky hair and brown eyes yawned as if he just woke up from his sleep. He was wearing an open school uniform, which is a black blazer over a white, long-sleeved dress shirt with black highlights with a black ribbon on the collar, and a red t-shirt underneath. He wears a pair of matching black pants and a black and red sneakers, which goes pretty well with his uniforms. He walks towards a door and stops in front it.
Knock knock knock. Asia, are you awake yet? We're going to be late. He called up a girl's name as he was knocking at the door. Eek, thud, Issei-san, I'm awake, please give me a minute. A reply was given out after cute scream and a sound of someone falling off the bed were heard.
Chuckle. The boy named Issei chuckled as he can imagine what has happened behind the door.
Hurry up and come down soon, breakfast is ready, he said as he walked away from the door without waiting for a reply. At the kitchen, the young man was sitting in the dining room, waiting for the girl who lives with him to come down. His eyes were closed as if he was meditating. He then opened his eyes when he heard someone running towards the dining room. Thud thud thud. Issei-san, I'm sorry for oversleeping. The girl apologized to Issei as she sat down on the opposite side of the young man. Standing in front of him was a young girl around 15 to 16 years old with a long blonde hair which flows all the way back to her back, with a split bangs over her forehead and a single strand sticking out from the top and sloping backwards. Same as the brown-haired young man, the blonde girl was wearing the same uniform as he is, except hers was girl's uniform, with a white long-sleeved, button-down shirt with a black ribbon on her shirt collar worn under a black shoulder cape and a matching button-down corset, a magenta skirt with white accents, and brown dress shoes over white crew-length socks. It's okay, I know you were too excited about enrollment to the new school, the young man smiled to the blonde girl. How did you know? The blonde girl named Asia asked him timidly while she was blushing. Yesterday, you were humming all night long, he told her bluntly in a teasing way. Asia blushed even further without knowing what to say. Ha ha ha, I just teasing. Asia, let's hurry up and eat our breakfast, we don't want to be late on our first day of school. Hi, Asia replied and started to eat her breakfast. Issei-san's cooking is so good, she said it as she was eating her meals happily. Thank you for your compliment, Issei replied happily. On the way to school, looks like you're all excited about first day of school, huh? A male voice was spoken out of nowhere. Oh, morning Nova, didn't you're awake, the young man answered casually. Nova-san, good morning, Asia replied to the voice while walking beside Issei. Yay, I'm awake partner, and good morning to you too Asia, I can see that you're very excited about attending to this new school, the voice which belongs to Nova spoke again. He, Asia smiled nervously, just a word of cautions to you guys, I can sense devils and fallen angels in this area, be aware and don't let your guard down. The brown-haired man narrowed his eyes when he heard those warnings and sighed, thanks Nova, I smelled and sensed them when we first arrived the Quo town. To be honest, I'm kinda surprised when I found out that there's devils and fallen angels in this place, I even smelled some devils present in Quo Academy. Will we be okay? Asia asked Issei worriedly. Issei just smiled at her, gently rubbed the top of her head and said, don't worry, we'll try to blend in as much as we can, and if anyone tries to hurt you, I'll just blow them away. Thank you Issei-san, I feel very safe when I'm with Issei-san, Asia replied happily as she enjoys the feeling of Issei's hand rubbing gently on her head. You can also use my power as you want to partner, Nova spoke to Issei in his mind. Thanks Nova, and I'm sorry I have to ask Asia to seal you up for now, he replied back with a slight guilt. It's alright, I understood that you're just trying to have a normal life, but be careful, we both know that once the seal is off, our cover will be blown, and that means we'll attract both allies and enemies. They stopped at the entrance of the school and Issei said, 2 years of studying in Quo Academy, I wonder how many things will happen. Inside a classroom, a long crimson red-haired young lady who appears to be in her late teens with light skin, blue-green eyes and a buxom figure is watching at both Issei and Asia. She continued watching them from the class until someone called her. Baku, is everything alright? The crimson-haired girl turned her head to her side to see a young lady with a buxom figure who seems to be on the same age as her with very long black hair and violet eyes. Her hair is usually tied in a long ponytail, reaching all the way down to her legs with 2 strands sticking out from the top and sloping backwards, with an orange ribbon keeping it in place. The crimson-haired girl then said, oh, Akeno, yes, everything is alright, it's just, I don't know why, but somehow, they caught my attentions. The long black-haired girl called Akeno then said in amusement, Arara, for someone to caught Baku's attention, they must be very special. The crimson-haired then said with a puzzled face, strange, we'll have to keep an eye on them.
Talking. Nova talking. Spoke telepathically.
Thoughts, in the second-year classroom, hey, have you heard, we're getting 2 new students today. Really, who are they? I've heard that it's a guy and a girl, I wonder what they look like. Gossips can be heard around the classrooms. The noises settled down as students returned to their seats when they saw their teacher walking into their classroom. Dropped their jaws. He said yes. Suddenly one of the male students snaps and shouted at him while pointing at Issei. Damn you hyoudou. Why do you get the good things? I can't take it anymore. I'll bash that so-called preface of yours. The male student has a tall stature and has spiked up red hair. He also has his ears pierced. He is taller than Issei by a head. From what Issei can tell is that is a delinquent and not someone you want to mess with, well, if you're just a normal student. One of the student called out the delinquent's name, Araya. Don't do this, but the delinquent chose to ignore and charge towards Issei while trying to land a punch on Issei. The students around them, even the disguised fallen angel, started to panic, not wanting hyoudou Issei to get hurt. Issei however remained calm and stood there waiting for Araya to charge at him with his eyes closed, and put his right hand into his pocket. This action caused Araya to be angry even further and failed to notice that Issei was twisting his left hand.
Araya threw a straight left punch onto Issei's face only to find out that Issei dodged it with an ease just by tilting his head a bit. Issei stepped forward and positioned himself like he was standing beside Araya. Using his back leg to do a swift swipe at Araya's foot, causing the delinquent to lose his balance and thus falling backwards. By following Araya's momentum, Issei face-palmed Araya and pushed Araya's head to the ground. Thud. Everything happened and ended so quickly with just a sound of something hitting the ground. Everyone, including the fallen angel's eyes, were wide open because they couldn't believe that the new student just defeated Ku's most problematic student. Issei then said something coolly as he let go of Araya's face. It is not nice to call a lady a thing. Please show some respect, Araya-san. Araya snapped out from his rage and unconsciously, his body started to shiver after experiencing the most shocking things happened in his life. He quickly got up and shouted, I'm sorry, and started to run away. So cool. The Quo students praised Issei, though some of the girls fainted after seeing what their new Prince of Quo did. Issei chose to ignore the cheers and walked toward the fallen angel, who seemed to be stunted from what just happened. Hey, poke, Issei called her while gently poking her forehead with his index finger. Ha, the fallen angel snapped out from her shock and started to shake her head. Are you okay? I hope you're not scared from that gorilla. I'm sorry that you have to listen to the rude word he just said to you. Issei gave her a sad smile. The fallen angel blushed and shook her head and spoke, it's all right, I'm fine. Issei then looked at her and said teasingly, by the way, you haven't gave me your name yet. I can't go out with someone without knowing their name. The fallen angel blushed further. My name is Amano Yuma. Pleased to meet you, Issei-kun. She said it with a smile. Issei then smiled bashfully and said, nice to meet you too, Yuma. If it's okay for you, maybe we can have our first date on Sunday. Yuma's facial expression brightens as she heard what Issei said, and she replied him by nodding her head. Then I'll see you on Sunday, Yuma. Okay, I'll see you soon, Issei-kun. Yuma waved at him happily as the distance between them started to increase. On the way back home, now, it's either she is a very good actress or she is really happy when I said we'll meet on Sunday, though, her second and third blushes were natural and she didn't force it. Issei thought about what just happened back there as he was walking back to his apartment. I believe that she was really excited and her opinion on you may have changed after seeing what you just did. Nova, you think so too? Issei asked the dragon mentally and got his reply as the dragon nodded his head, but still, I can't let my guards down. Issei suddenly stopped walking as he trying to remember something. He felt that he had forgot something very important. By the way, partner, I've been wanting to ask you something. What is it? Where is Asia? Nova asked. Crap, I forgot about Asia. Issei started to run back to Quo Academy as fast as he can while having a dragon laughing at him inside his head. At Quo Academy, a long blonde-haired girl was standing at the gate entrance alone with a teary eyes and a pout on her face. The girl then said with a shaky and slightly angry tone, Issei-san. Her to make some new friends, which she did, but feeling a little disappointed not able to eat lunch with him. Ho, Asia, you seem to be in a good mood. A brown-haired girl wearing spectacles with her hair being tied in braids hanging on both her shoulders. Kiryu-san, yes, I'm very happy today, Asia answered her new best friend happily. Did something good happen? Kiryu asked with a mischievous smile. Issei, who was currently sitting next to Asia, was enjoying drinking his tea made by Asia after finishing his extra large-sized lunchbox. Well, being a dragon means having a big appetite, right? He is currently unintentionally half eavesdropping the girls' gossips. You can't blame him for having a sensitive enhanced hearings. But he doesn't pay much attention on it since it's just girls' talk.
I don't think I can say it. Asia looked down as a small smile and a pink blush on her face. Asia, didn't you know, in Japan, you can't keep secrets from your friends? Kiryu said that just so Asia can spill the beans. Both Issei and Asia's eyes widened after hearing that. The former one thought, I don't recall having this stupid rule in Japan. Is she trying to trick Asia? The later, however, was too innocent. Is that true, Kiryu-san? She looked at other classmates sitting with her. They all nodded their head, hoping for Asia telling them why she's so happy. Issei started to sweat on his head and continued to drink his tea, doing his best to remain calm. He hoped that it was other things that made Asia this happy and not what had happened last night. He was keeping cool until Anno, well, Issei-san allowed me to sleep with him last night. Asia said it while placing her hands on her cheek in order to hide her blush. Pew, cough, 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 cough. Everyone in the classroom turned to see Issei coughing after he spitted his tea. They got curious on why Issei reacted that way until the answer they received from Asia sank into their mind. The female classmates blushed as glitters started form in their eyes. What do they look happy and interested for? Issei's sweat dropped as he saw his female classmates. The males, however, were shaking with pure rage and jealousy. Not again, Issei inwardly groaned while trying to catch his breath. I can explain, it's a misunderstanding, he said in a panic way, trying to defend himself. I didn't know you had it in you, hyoudou-kun, Kiryu said it with a mischievous smile. Issei glared at her for adding oil onto the fire. He knew he can't stay there for long and he started to escape from the male students while shouting, I told you it's a misunderstanding. Somewhere at Quo Academy. Looks like I managed to shake him off. Issei looked around as he felt relief when no one's around. He then felt a presence not far from him. Devils, 2 of them. Issei then walked towards those devils. Outside Occult Research Club, Issei arrived in front of an old schoolhouse.
Man, the school sure is big, to have another schoolhouse built it here.
Issei spoke to himself while wondering, is this the place where they normally gathered? On the first day of school, Issei knows there is a total of 12 devils in his school, but he never actually met any one of them. Out of the 12, 2 were on high class level. Not that he's worried. Issei have confidence that he can overpower both high class easily. If only he is unsealed. At his current level, he'll have to put more effort into it. 1 high class devil is okay for him, but 2 high class, he himself is unsure. Kriak sound of old windows being opened on the 2nd floor. Issei looked up and only found himself feeling astonished when he saw a long crimson red-haired young woman with light skin, blue-green eyes and a buxom figure. Wow, that was the only thing that came into his mind when he saw her, and he unconsciously blushed. The crimson-haired girl looked down from the window as she noticed that someone was there. Her eyes widened as she found out who it was. It's him, one of the new student that caught my attention. She quickly removed herself from her current position. Issei rose an eyebrow. I didn't know that a devil can be shy. Oh well, at least I get to see her face. Issei then started to turn around and walk away from the old schoolhouse. Wait, a female voice was suddenly called out. Issei turned only to see the crimson-haired girl was standing at the open door panting slightly while one of her hand was on the doorknob. Issei speed walked to her direction to see if she's okay while remaining alert. Can I help you? Issei asked, believing that it's a good start. The crimson-haired girl then walked towards him slowly. Issei noticed she was being a bit tense as if she doesn't know what she's supposed to do next. Is there anything I can do for you? Issei asked her again. I am Rias Gremory, 3rd-year student. I am the president of Occult Research Club. Rias started to introduce herself. Gremory, one of the remaining 72 pillars, if I remember correctly. Gremory is one of the high-ranking and famous devil families. I'm hyoudou Issei, 2nd-year student. It's nice to meet you, Gremory-senpai. Issei bowed his head in order to show respect to his senior, even though she's a devil. Rias chuckled lightly as she sees how Issei introduced himself. She then tried to push her luck further. You don't have to be so formal. You can just call me Rias if you want. Also, is it okay for me to call you Issei? Issei grinned and answered her without thinking, like he always did. Sure, Rias-senpai, it will be an honor. Thank you, Issei, but just call me Rias. Rias thanked Issei as he just easily made her wish came true and corrected him at the same time. Ha, I would love to, but I have to stop making all the coos boys into my enemies. Just having enemies in my class is too much for me to handle. Rias saddened as she heard that, which Issei noticed easily. Perhaps, if you don't mind, I think I can call you Rias-san? Rias's face brightened right away and nodded. Why yes, that is okay for me. Baku, why are you rushing out of the clubhouse for? Another feminine voice was heard. Both Issei and Rias looked at the old schoolhouse, for the former is to see whose voice was it, while the latter looked back because someone was calling her, only to see another young lady with a buxom figure who seems to be on the same age as Rias with very long black hair and violet eyes. Her hair is tied in a long ponytail with an orange ribbon. Akeno, it's nothing, I just came out to have a chat with Issei. Akeno rose an eyebrow as she walked towards Rias and saw the brown-haired boy. This is the boy that Rias said to keep an eye on. Why is he here? Akeno greeted Issei with a smile and an elegant bow. Nice to meet you, I'm Himejima Akeno, 3rd-year student, vice president of the Occult Research Club. Issei bowed in response and introduced himself again to another of his senior. I'm hyoudou Issei, 2nd-year student. I'm still new here, so please look after me, Himejima-senpai.
What surprises everyone is that the sword never touched Asia, and more surprise when they saw the person stopping Kiba's strike was none other than Issei, with his bare hand.
That's enough. Issei frowned and tightened his grip on the sword, causing it to shatter instantly.
Exclamation mark, question mark, quote. All 4 devils widened their eyes and Kiba jumped back instantly when after witnessing his sword being crushed by Issei without making less to no effort.
Rias-san, that's a bit too much, don't you think you're overstepping your boundary? Issei spoke coldly with his irises narrowed and pupils sharpened a bit, releasing a suffocating aura of killing intent which causes everyone to back away a bit and shivered. Issei-san, it's fine, he never have the intention to hurt me, it's alright. Asia said it with teary eyes but continued to smile. I'm sorry Issei, I just got curious on you. Rias apologized with a guilty expressions on her face. Didn't you know the idiom, curiosity kills the cat? Issei countered her coldly, which causes Rias to flinch a little. I'm terribly sorry, Rias apologized again while bowing her head down, which surprises her servants, but they followed after their master's action and bowed to both Issei and Asia. Please get up, if Asia doesn't mind then it's fine by me, and now you made it look like I'm the bad guy here, Issei stuttered and blushed. Everyone laughed after seeing how Issei reacted and the atmosphere seems to be much better. Ding dong, break time is over, it's nice to finally you two, Issei and Asia was it. Rias smiled as she sent both of them off. Rias bowed again slightly. Why yes, you too, Asia bowed to Rias too, in the bathroom. Issei was currently removing his school uniform in order to take a shower. When the uniforms were removed, he looked at his own reflection in the mirror. He gave a sad smile to himself when he saw the visible seals. There were spiked chains like tattoos were on his neck, hands, feet and chest. One chain was circling around his neck, 2 were on both his wrists while another 2 were both on his feet. Lastly, 4 chains, 2 on his left shoulder and 2 on his right shoulder running down and crisscrossed each other forming 2 large X-shaped on his chest and his back. There were total of 9 spiked chains on his body, which means that 90% of his power was sealed away. These were the seals that he had asked Asia to suppress his and Nova's power so that most supernatural will not be able to sense him easily. He feels sad whenever he saw those chains, because he knew that he can no longer act freely. That is another curse for being a dragon, because dragons love to seek freedom. Issei-san, Issei widened his eyes and turned around forgetting that he was in his birthday suit when he heard Asia's voice. Asia, what are you doing in here? Issei blushed heavily when he saw Asia blushing heavily while standing in the bathroom not wearing anything at all. Anno, Kiryu-san told me that people in Japan have to follow a rule that people can bath with one another. Damn that perverted glass woman, always taking advantages on Asia's innocent and giving her the wrong information. Issei mentally cursed his perverted female classmate. Asia, I think that rule only applies to people with the same gender, not the opposite, Issei told Asia nervously while doing his best averting his eyes. I see. Asia looked a bit disappointed, but took all her courage and said, but can I still bath with Issei-san? I have to pay Issei-san back for causing all the problems in school. I also wish to cheer Issei-san up. I noticed Issei-san become sad whenever you see those seals. I will do whatever it takes to make Issei-san happy. Asia boldly spoke out her feelings, which pretty much caused Issei to stunt. Sigh, so you noticed, huh? Issei sighed, gave a sad smile and continued with blushes on his cheeks. All right Asia, you can take a bath with me, but it's just for today only, okay? I don't want people to think that I'm a pervert. Issei's blush darkened when he finished talking, still not wanting to face Asia. Asia smiled warmly and said, I shall make Issei-san happy. In an abandoned church, a certain fallen angel was humming happily while looking at her closet to see what she should wear on her first date. Well, looks like someone's in a good mood. A tall and buxom woman with long hair, navy blue hair that obstructed her right eye and brown eyes teased Yuma. Shut up Calawarna. Yuma blushed as she talked back. Calawarna. Why are you being so high about going out with a boring human? Not to mention, he's just a brat. Another fallen angel with a middle-aged looking gentleman with short black hair and dark blue eyes. He's wearing a pale violet trench coat over a white dress shirt with a matching ascot, black pants and shoes, and a black fedora. Is different than those boring human, don't ask. Yuma defended Issei. Mumble, I think, he's kinda cool. Mumble. Yuma mumbled as she was too shy to admit it. He's actually kinda cute if you ask me. Another female fallen angel, with blonde hair styled in twin short side ponytails and blue eyes. She's wearing a gothic Lolita attire, which consisted of black Lolita dress with white frills, a black bow on the front, and a green jewel embedded on the collar, white thigh-high socks and black shoes. She also has a large black on top of her hair. The blonde girl spoke again happily. Rainier, I can be your substitute if you want to. Don't you dare Middle. Yuma or Rainier scowled at her friend's request. Or, someone doesn't like her boyfriend being taken away from her. Middle teased Rainier further, which causes her to have a dark blush on her cheeks. Both Donasik and Calawarna smirked seeing how Middle teasing Rainier. Geez you guys, I'm just following Azael-sama's order, keeping an eye on him, that's all. Rainier protested but he blushes betrayed her. On a certain shopping street, it's Sunday, Issei was leaning on a lamppost waiting for his date to arrive. He's currently wearing an open black leather jacket with red t-shirt underneath it. He's wearing matching black trousers and his usual black and red sneakers. Issei, I'm sorry for being late. Issei turned his look to his right when he heard Yuma's voice. Yuma, good morning, it's okay, I too have just arrived. Issei smiled as he replied back to the fallen angel. Where are we going today? Yuma asked. He, it's a secret. Issei said it teasingly, but, I can tell you this, we have to go to someplace else during evening. Oh okay, Rainier rose her eyebrow trying to figure out where Issei will take her. The date went pretty smoothly, as Issei brought Rainier to shopping malls, amusement park, arcades, cafe for them to take a break and restaurant to have their lunch. Rainier helped Issei to pick some clothes in a clothing store. On a beach, Issei and Rainier were currently walking on the beach. The sky started to turn dark as the sun sets. The beach was so quiet that you can clearly hear the sound of the wave reaching the shore and retreating back. This may be the best time, Issei hummed and said it. Huh, what do you mean? Rainier asked and see Issei was trying to dig something out of his pocket. Yuma, please give me your hand. Rainier rose an eyebrow, but she complied. Rainier was surprised when she saw Issei was putting a silver-coated bracelet onto her. There, it's done. Issei gave Rainier a bashful smile. Rainier looked at the bracelet that Issei put on her and saw two things dangling on the bracelet. It was a crescent-shaped moon and a star. I wanted to give this to you at the right time, Issei said while using his index finger to point up at the sky. Rainier widened her eyes on what she saw. The clear sky was filled with dozens of stars and the full moon was shining down on them brightly. It's beautiful. Rainier barely able spoke out what's on her mind. Well, your name means heaven's evening days, right? So I thought it might mean something precious to you, so I brought you here. Issei grinned after saying that. That's very thoughtful of him. Rainier started to blush. But, as they said, good things don't last long. The mood was soon broken by a sudden intrusions. Ooh, this is so disgusting that it makes me wanna slice you up. How can boss ask me to stalk a shitty brat and a fallen bitch? Rainier was shocked after hearing that, looking around, trying to see who just said that, while Issei remained calm. I'm here, allo, nice to meet you all. A young man with short white hair and red eyes stood out from a tree behind them as he introduced himself. He was wearing a clerical clothing and have a disturbing smile on his face. Hey pretty boy, can I have your girlfriend? She's too good for you. Also, she's not someone you know. Oh, the insane man said it out loud. Rainier with a slight fear in her eyes shouted at him, why are you here? You're not supposed to be here, go away, don't talk nonsense. Fearing that the insane man will reveal her true identity, she doesn't want to be separated from Issei, not after what he did. Ara, don't you remember me, bitch? What do you mean nonsense? It's me, Fried Zelzan, the most handsome priest in the world. Hey, shitty brat over there, don't you know, that bitch over there? The guy named Fried keeps talking until. No, shut your mouth. Rainier shouted at Fried even louder, but that only encourages him even more. She's a fallen angel. Everything you know about that was a lie. Fried laughed insanely and gave out Rainier's true identity. Rainier sat on the beach as her legs gave up on her. It's all over. Her eyes were starting to get wet. She hugged herself, trying to suppress the urge for crying. Are you shocked, shitty brat? Do you want to run away now? Do you want to leave that whore and run away? Fried continues to talk vulgarly and crazily. I knew she is a fallen angel from the beginning. Both Rainier and Fried widened their eyes after hearing that statement. What did you say, shitty brat? You knew that bitch was a fallen angel? Fried got mad from hearing what Issei said and decided to drew out an exorcist gun and pointed at Issei. Issei, why you knew, all along? Rainier asked weakly while tears started to fall out from her eyes. Issei frowned when he saw Rainier's teary eyes and decided to crouch down in front of Rainier, placing his hands on her cheek and rub off her tears. He then spoke with a gentle voice and a smile, I'll explain everything to you later, no more crying, please. Hey, what's with the romantic atmosphere? It makes me wanna puke. Shitty brat, after I kill you, can I have sex with that whore? Fried continues to speak vulgarly, not knowing that he's digging his own grave, yet. Issei turned to face Fried. The current he was furious at Fried. 1. He ruined his plan. 2. His vulgar mouth really pissed him off. Finally, 3. He made a girl cry. Issei walked slowly towards Fried, the latter not giving the former any chances, pulled his trigger. You wanna die that badly, you piece of shit? Then die. Bang, isseiwhatif. Rainier shouted at Issei's name while shutting her eyes tightly. She doesn't want to witness Issei dying in front of her. A silence came after the exorcist gun was fired. Rainier slowly opened her eyes. There was no blood splatter. Issei was still standing in front of her, not a single blood flow down from his body. The only thing that's different is that Issei's posture has changed. Issei is currently standing straight with his right hand stretched in front of him with his hand clenched as if it was holding something in front of him. Ara, you're still alive. Fried tilted his head, curiously wondering why Issei is still standing. Then, I'll just kill you again. Fried started to fire his gun continuously at Issei. Bang, 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 bang. Each time Fried fires his gun, Issei's right hand flashed towards another position. Rainier widened her eyes as she could only watch Issei keeps on changing his hand position. Don't tell me he caught those bullets. How is that even possible? Normally, one would either evade or just cast a defense spell, but since he's just a human, he can't do the latter one, and it's almost impossible for a human to dodge at this distance. Is he really a human? Die. Why won't you die? Fried was getting pissed for seeing Issei still standing alive and healthy in front of him. Click, click, click. Looks like you've emptied your clip. Issei grinned as he saw Fried can no longer fire his gun. He opened his right hand, which was perfectly fine. As if nothing ever happened, he lowered his right hand and put them in his pocket. Then, it's my turn. Issei grinned further as he lifted up his left hand in finger gun and pointed at Fried. Wah! Before Fried can say anything further, he was interrupted by Issei, who said nothing but one word. Bang! Kaboom! An explosion just happened which threw Fried a couple of meters backwards, sending him flying.
As the smoke was cleared, some fire was still flickering on the beach, and Rainier widened her eyes further as she saw the vulgar priest was lying on the floor unconsciously. His attire was tore apart, smokes were coming out of his mouth. Some of his flesh were ripped and blood were coming out.
Is he dead? Rainier asked with a slight fear in her voice. Issei turned to face Rainier and answers her honestly and nonchalantly, nah, he's alive, there's no reason for me to kill someone like him, it'll be a waste of my time. Rainier shivered a bit when she heard Issei's statement, how strong is he? I know I have some explaining to do, but there's something else I need to do now. Rainier tilted her head, not understanding what Issei meant, until Rias-san and Akeno-san, I know you're there, please come down from that tree. Ara, looks like we've been spotted. Baku, Akeno's voice came from, up the tree? Rias and Akeno hoped down onto the beach from the tree branch. How did you know that we're up there? Did you sense us? Rias asked Issei with an amused yet confused expression on her face. Nope, I smelled your scent, Issei answered immediately, but that answer caused all the girls, Rias, Akeno and even Rainier to blush. Scent? Rias asked again. Yay, I remember your scent at the day when we first met. That answer only caused all of them to blush furthermore, but Issei was too dense to notice it. Is that how he knew I was hiding behind that tree? Did my scent give out my position? Rainier was in her own deep thoughts until she realizes something, devils, and Issei is talking to them casually. Rainier, who just snapped out from her thought, was shocked seeing her date talking with her enemies. Rias narrowed her eyes a little when she saw the fallen angel sitting on the beach, which causes the fallen angel to flinch and avert her eyes immediately. Rias-san, Akeno-san, I know that I too have to give some explanations to you all, but not here. You seem to be scaring Yuma here. I'll tell you all tomorrow at the Occult Research Club, is that okay? Issei gave out his ideas after he saw the tension between devils and fallen angels. Rias thought for a while before accepting Issei's offer. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow then Issei, just be careful on who you're hanging out with, okay? Rias specified what she meant by glaring at Rainier. No problem Rias-san, nothing I can't handle here, Issei grinned as he said it. A crimson-red magic seal started to appear beneath Rias and Akeno. Before they disappear, Issei gave them a goodbye wave, which Rias replied with a nod while Akeno waved back. So, when are you gonna get up, Yuma? Issei asked Rainier teasingly. Rainier blushed and tried to stand up, but she failed. I think my legs have fallen asleep, Rainier said it embarrassingly. Ha 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 ha, Issei started to laugh out loud. It's not funny Issei. Rainier's blush darkened as she was being laughed by Issei. I'm sorry, Issei still trying his best to stop laughing. Then how about I give you a lift home? Issei couched down with his back facing Rainier. Rainier tilted her head for a second and blushed again when she figured out what Issei meant. Why you mean piggyback ride? Yay, of course, or do you prefer bridal style carry? Issei teased her further. No, piggyback I is, mumble fine. Rainier have never felt so embarrassed in her life before. Outside the abandoned church, this is where you live, Issei rose an eyebrow and asked Rainier who's currently on his back. He sensed 3 more fallen angel when he was on the way to the church. Yay, Rainier gave him a short answer. As Issei opened the church door, he was caught off guard when all 3 fallen angel rushed towards him. Rainier, Kalawana, Middle and Donasik screamed out their friend's name. Get away from her you brat, what the hell did you do to her? Donasik is currently questioning Issei by holding the collar of his leather jackets. Rainier, are you alright? Are you hurt? Did that pervert did anything to you? If he did, tell me, I'll gut him myself. Rainier is currently being bombarded by the questions from Kalawana and Middle. Did Donasik just threaten Issei? Guys, it's okay, I'm fine, it's just that my legs were asleep and Issei was nice enough to carry me back here. Rainier tried to ease her friend. Thanks for watching guys, part 1 is over. Hope you all enjoyed. If you like this video please do like, share, comment and subscribe.